Good evening. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you could be with us on this lovely Saturday afternoon where I'm at. The weather is really beautiful, and it being April, even though I'm here in Florida, um, it's definitely one of those days. If you wanted to go out to the beach, this is definitely one of those days. But alongside with me, as you see, Jan from New York City Saves Money is with me. And you're probably wondering, what is that beautiful picture behind us? That happens to be a banana nut bread that Jan just baked, I believe, yesterday. And she brought along a clip to where you guys could see it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys see just how well it turned out.
Okay, getting up close and personal with this wonderful banana bread. I absolutely had to show it to you like this, even though it just takes like a few seconds. Look at how tender. This is so beautiful, so perfect. I can't even believe it. Look at the little bit of walnuts in it. So good, so easy. I'm going to tell you what my secret was that, in my opinion, really made this bread absolutely a winner. Thank you so much.
All righty. Now, I'm just going to mention this. I will see you in about 15 hours, and I'll tell you why. When it comes to a cake, whether it's this cake, bread, whatever, I never was somebody who liked a solid, dry cake of any type. I always liked that moist, fluffy, like what you did with the banana bread. So, what exactly, because I have a little secret too when I bake as well, but what is your secret that helps bring out the fluffiness and the moistness in your breads or cakes?
Thanks, Steve. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Steve, thanks for having me here. I have to
Sure.
tell you, this is the very first time that I actually used this mix. This is a boxed cake mix, and it's from the Betty Crocker Company. And the actual name is a banana muffin mix, banana nut muffin mix. Okay. Making a long story short, I always talk about how cheap and easy it is to simply make a banana bread. In this case, it also gives the instructions to make it in the form of a loaf. For me, it is so much easier to just cut it as I go along. A friend of mine was here today and I cut the cake basically in half and gave the other half to my friend to take home. And I had a piece of it. It was the best banana bread I ever had in my life. Guess what, Steve? The walnuts are in the mix. I didn't even have to go out and buy walnuts and chop, chop, chop. But I modified the recipe. I'm going to mention it right now. Steve, many of these recipes call for an excessive amount of oil.
Hmm.
And this cake was totally moist, like beyond moist. I never do the amount that they request on the box. Most of the time, it'll ask for either a quarter of a cup of oil or sometimes even a third of a cup of oil. So what I do, I take three of the capfuls. You know the cap that's on top of the oil bottle, Steve? I pour it in the cap. One, two, three. I'm saving a lot of oil. I'm saving a lot of calories as well. But the other thing that I did, the requirement was just for 1 cup of mashed banana. Of course, I had very ripe bananas, which really, really helps in the flavor. So I ignored that. Honestly, I took a large banana that was very ripe and I took a medium sized banana that was very ripe. By the way, the more those little dots on your banana, the healthier they are. They say it's like an anti carcinogenic. So don't run away from a bruised looking banana. It could be your friend, actually, nutritionally speaking. This is what I read and this is what I heard. It couldn't hurt, put it that way. So I took that banana and I mashed it well. And the box requires 2 eggs, and I believe it's a half cup of water. Make this recipe. Run, don't walk. This is my high recommendation. Steve, if I was to give a rating on this cake, on this banana bread, excuse me, I would rate it a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh,
Run the
wow.
wall. And guess what else, Steve? It
Uh-huh.
only costs $3.29. Let's think of breakfast. Let's reel in. You know, I'm a frugal channel. I know you're a random channel, Steve, but sometimes you get into the frugal things too.
Mhm.
However, on my channel, let's think about something for a minute. For $3.29, okay, if you're a family of one or two, you could easily stretch that to about 7 generous slices. Even if you have one slice a day for yourself, suppose you make two or whatever. Still, even if you made two for $6, amazing. And if you know how to make it from scratch, and I also have a recipe how to make this from pancake mix, by the way, just saying, you could get around it. Look up any banana bread. I just love banana bread. I have been in such a mood for it forever and ever. Remember, I've been mentioning this, Steve, like on and off for the last 2 weeks on my channel. So
Yeah.
finally, I got it out of my system. What do you think about it? I believe you like banana bread too. Am I not mistaken?
I just mentioned that that is one of my favorite, uh, but that is one of my favorite breads. I also like blueberry, but I'm not really particular when it comes to certain breads like this. I will say this: you said the mix itself was $3.29. Okay, I haven't been to the store and looked at the price of walnuts lately, but if you go and buy a little itty bitty bag of the Fisher brand or whatever brand that that
Yeah.
or Blue Diamond, you're going to pay $3.54 just for that little bag. So if you think about that, the cake or the bread mix is really free if you think about it. So
Yes. I mean, it has the nuts in it, which makes it so much simpler.
so let me ask you. I meant to ask you as well. Which oil specifically did you use in the mix?
Okay, you could use vegetable oil or canola oil is idealistically to me the best because it has like a blank flavor. I love canola oil, and by the way, it also has the heart benefits that olive oil has. A lot of
Oh,
people who maybe years ago when people really didn't know too much about canola oil, you got it for a song. But since people caught on to the fact that it seems to share the same benefits as olive oil, the price went up.
yeah,
But I
no,
still love the taste of canola oil with baking because it's like neutral.
right. No, I agree. I myself, like I said, when you were talking, I kept pointing. No, canola oil is my thumbs up. Oh, now if you want to talk about olive oil, I mean, again, that's another story. I used it, my mom used it, my grandmother used it. I do like to use Pompeian extra virgin olive oil, the robust. There may be other brands out there that may be better or this or that. All I know is that I've been using that particular brand for ever since I pretty much came on this earth. Like I said, it's a family thing, and it's just really good for spaghetti sauces. If you put it over pasta by itself with a little garlic and cheese and your pepper and little parsley, however you want to do it up, which is another story within itself. But that's also good. But no, coming back to the canola, I myself like it not just for the baking. It's also good if you like to do some light frying. I like it as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
I mean, not olive. Vegetable oil is okay, but it tends to have a little bit more of an aftertaste to it
It
that I
does. It has
noticed.
a slight. Yeah, it does.
So when I discovered canola, I was like in a pig in slop, quote unquote.
And it's such a clean taste, in my
It really
opinion.
is. It really is. And
But guess what else I came across, Steve? Could I
what's that?
mention this? We're talking about cake, right? Okay. I never knew Dolly Parton was in the cake business. Never knew.
Well, when it comes to Dolly Parton, I just knew two things: Dollywood and all of her great songs that she put out. That's all I knew about Dolly. So, but I didn't know she was into the cake thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see this from the company that I ordered that begins with letter A. Duncan Hines, Dolly Parton, Southern Style Coconut. A perfectly moist cake. Anybody? I wonder if any of your viewers have ever used this product.
Again, any of you out there, if you've used this product, please, 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 down
Let
below,
Steve know in the
comment.
comment section.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Oh.
no,
And
I
it's
do like.
coconut, Steve. Coconut.
Yeah, no, I like coconut cake. I love coconut cake is one of. I don't know. I just like sweets. I shouldn't, but I do. I have another cake I want to share, and I got the recipe from Paula Dean probably about 13 and a half years ago. I cannot give the proper name, but I didn't name it. But what it is you take a pineapple supreme cake mix, and you're going to take a can of crushed pineapple. You can use Jello, French vanilla instant pudding. I love French vanilla. I like that little extra rich. Or if you want to make your own custard, but there is a little bit of work involved in that. But we'll stick with the Jello instant pudding, the French vanilla. So what you're going to do, and then you're going to need, whipped cream, and then you're going to need to get some like coconut, like what you use to put on top of a coconut cake, and you're going to want to toast the coconut. And what you're going to do is when you make your cake mix, I like to take a little bit of the crushed pineapple juice and put it in my batter. I mean, I know it's already a pineapple cake, but that raises the pineapple flavor even more.
Right.
So bake your cake, do that trick with the pineapple juice, take it out. Then you're going to get like a fork and you're going to go over, want to let the cake sit for a few minutes. You want to take a fork and, go around the cake, but you want to go about halfway down or so. And then you're going to take the crushed pineapple in a saucepan, just a little bit of sugar, and you're going to bring it to a light boil. You stir it. Then you're going to take that mixture and then you're going to put it over the top of the cake. Now, after you do that, let it sit. Then you're going to take the instant pudding mix. It doesn't have to be French vanilla. I prefer that. I like that. I like that little extra. Then when the cake is cooled off for about 20, 30 minutes, then you're going to take the instant pudding and layer it across the top of the pineapple.
Oh my word.
Then you're going to take, you can use Cool Whip or you can make your own whipped cream, which is degree of difficulty is a one, it's a no fail.
Yes.
Or you can get Dream Whip or whatever you like, and then you're going to layer across the top of the pudding. Then you're going to take your toasted coconut that you have on a cookie sheet that you've toasted in your oven for like on 250 for a few minutes, just until it's light golden brown. Pull it out, and then you're going to put that over the top of the cake. Put it in the
Amazing.
refrigerator for about 3 to 4 hours. Pull it out, and it's really, really good. It has a certain name. I can't mention it. I got it from Paula Dean. Basically, what it boils down to is it is a vanilla pineapple custard cake type, but it's
Wow.
really good.
Oh
I
my
made it,
gosh. That sounds
yeah,
amazing.
1 year for Thanksgiving in 2008. I made it, and I took it over to a friend's house. It was gone probably within the first half hour, and I made a 9 by 13 of it.
Didn't you add pineapple chunks to your recipe the way you did it on your own? You did add pineapple chunks, or a person
Crushed
could
pineapple, crushed
crushed
pineapple.
pineapple, the crushed. Okay.
No, no, no. I've never done it with. I've never done it with the pineapple chunk. Um, and then
No, that makes sense that it would be crushed pineapple. Yeah.
right, but you don't. There is no real exact way of layering it once you get, once you poke the holes in, and you can do the pudding first if you want, and then the crushed pineapple. There's no real set way on how to do it. That's totally optional. But the way that I always did it was the pineapple first, the crushed pineapple, then the
Sounds
pudding.
awesome.
So it's good.
Well, I have another recipe idea for those that like Mounds candy. This one is so simple, Steve. I know. I know. I know. It's so scary. It's so simple.
Okay.
Basically, you get a devil's food cake mix, okay? Follow the package direction. Make a 13 by 9. Now, before you put it in the oven, I would suggest that you put about 1 capful of coconut extract in
Okay.
that baking mix. Bake it off when it is completely cool. This is important. That's completely cooled. Then you take Cool Whip. It has to be, not has to be, but Cool Whip seems to work really well with this recipe. Get
Okay.
Cool Whip, put that on top, across the whole thing, and you could get your regular coconut, shredded coconut on top of that, put it in the fridge. You have yourself a Mounds flavored cake. How easy
Ooh.
is that?
Well, as you know,
We
looking
love
back,
coconut.
right, looking back, I did the come browsing with me shopping, we did the Easter candy.
Yes.
And if you remember back, I picked up a bag of Mounds candy.
Yes, I remember. I do
And
remember seeing it on your video. Yeah.
I will tell you, I like all chocolate, but I do prefer dark chocolate for the simple fact it's got the antioxidants in it. It's really good for you. Usually I'll tell you what I do when it comes to dark chocolate. The Mounds and the Hershey Special Dark and the Milky Way Midnight, you saw that. That's
Yes.
all good and well. But I like to buy a little bit purer chocolate because they say the higher the percentage, the better it is. And I try to stay within the 70% bracket. And it has a little bit of bitterness. Now, the bitterness is what gives you the benefit. If I do the Lent, I usually get a 78% chocolate bar. If I do the Ghirardelli, I get the 72.
Amazing.
Because most of your chocolates, the Mounds and the Hershey's and, the chocolate bunny, the Lent that I showed, and I had one of those, and I know you are possibly going to have one as well for this Easter.
Yes,
But
he hopped over my house the other day. I intend to have him. Yes.
but that's only 60% chocolate. I mean, you're still getting something out of it.
Right.
But I do like to go a little bit higher up the scale. And there's so many good benefits from dark chocolate because it is healthy for you. They say, "Oh, it's chocolate, it's bad." No, do your research. I found out a few things here and there um, that dark chocolate is good for me. Um, I'm just going to go a little bit off topic and then I'm going to associate. For example, tomato products, tomato soup. There's an ingredient in that called lycopene, and that is very good, for men's health in a certain section, if you know what I mean. So I found out that the antioxidants that's in the dark chocolate is also good for that as well. So I do it for health benefit mostly, and I don't mind the taste. So, but I will have to try your Mounds recipe. I like the way that sounds.
Absolutely. And my daughter's birthday is coming up. My daughter's birthday is coming up in May. Making a long story short, I
Mhm.
think she loves it when I do the 13 by 9 size coconut cake. So I'm going to hold that for her. But I was thinking of something, Steve, that I used to make for her when she was a little girl. But
Mhm.
this is a cute trick, by the way, for anybody having, kids' birthday parties and stuff. Make a bunch of cupcakes. Just write down on each cupcake with, a letter. You could draw the letter with that frosting thing, whatever you call that thing.
Yeah, the
Draw
little.
letter H, letter A, letter P to spell out happy birthday. And you put all
Oh,
the cupcakes together. It looks so pretty. And cupcakes are really great when you have company, when you have, kids over, things can get a little messy. So
right.
cupcakes, in my opinion, are the answer. And it is a wonderful thing that anyone really basically could put together. Didn't
Right.
you try that soda cake or you
I
mentioned
did.
soda cake?
I did. All right, if you go back, and I can add it in the description down below for this video. A few months back, sometime last year, I did a recipe Tuesday, I believe it was, on a soda cake, and all you're doing, although I did make one, but I would like to fine tune it, and I was okay. I was happy with what I had, but I would love to fine tune it and perfect it a little bit more. All you're doing is you get your favorite flavor cake mix, and then you just get a can of seltzer if you want flavored, if you want plain, whatever you want, and you just pour that into the batter or into the cake mix, and you just mix it. And then all
Love
you do
that.
is put it in, and you just put it in a caking. Let me try that again. In a baking pan, cookie,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
cake pan, and you take that and put it in the oven, and you just follow the directions as the box says, and that's pretty much it. And if you want to put icing on it or frosting, you can. I myself, I don't mind a cake in its exact state. I don't always have to have the frosting. Um, One of my favorite ones
Right.
that I like to make uh, in its exact state. Everybody likes, oh, carrot cake. Oh, I love the icing. And yeah, it's good. I like it too. But when it comes to a carrot cake, when it comes out of the oven, you let it cool. I'll eat it just as it is in its exact state. I don't necessarily have to
That's
have the
so
ice.
true. That is so true, Steve. You remind me of something at Halloween time, which happens to be your birthday time.
Yep,
Here's a really fast, cheap, and easy way to cut down on calories and fat. And it's just so simple. Basically, and I learned this years ago on one of those cooking shows on the cooking channel or something like that. And basically, you're taking, let's say, a half a box, might be the whole box, I'm not positive, of devil's food cake mix, and just mixing that with uh, canned pumpkin, not the type that you put inside a pumpkin pie, but actual pumpkin,
the
like just
pure.
regular pumpkin. So you're
Hmm.
taking the chocolate. Yeah. So you're making, how easy is that? Low fat, healthier version with the natural pumpkin in there and not added sugar, not added. That's it. Just two ingredients. That's
You
it.
know what? You know what? It's funny that you mentioned that, and I might want to add that one to my description box. There's a video that I did, probably about the time of the soda cake, where you take a chocolate cake mix and pumpkin and mix it together.
I'm
I've
almost
never made
positive
it.
I remember you doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never made it. I believe one subscriber did make it, and she said it came out like a charm. So
Wow.
I may want to put that down below the soda cake, so the guy, all of you that have not seen it, can revert back over and take a look. So yeah,
And
I'll
another
tell you.
person, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to mention this right here, since you're talking about devil's food and chocolate cake mixes. There's another one that I like, only because I like I like cherry pie.
I was
But
just
there
going to
is,
bring that one up.
so were you? So the cake that we might be on the same page. So the cake I'm
Yeah.
thinking of, devil's food or a chocolate cake, is called Black Forest cake, and you put cherry pie filling over the top of it.
Yum.
That one is good too. A little bit on the sweet side, but I do like that one with the chocolate
Well, mine
icing.
is a modified version. I learned on that same show where, again, it was the devil's food. If you like devil's food, I would imagine it would apply to other flavors, but this would be the best as far as flavor combos. That person took a can of, I thought this was kind of humorous, diet, diet cherry soda, diet cherry soda, and added that to the chocolate box cake mix. I
Mm,
would just put the real thing in and just let it go at that. But that was
yeah,
the only two ingredients in the cake, however. That would taste like a chocolate covered cherry.
right. And I will tell you this, I need to bring up again, I did a story with you about weight loss, and
Yeah,
I've mentioned it along the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
But about 18 years ago, I gave up all sodas. And I was bad about drinking colas, RC, Pepsi. I was really bad. 3, 4 liters a day was bad.
Right.
But I am completely against any diet sodas. I do not. That's worse than if you're going to drink diet, you might as well drink the regular. But
I was so confused by why would they enter diet cherry in there unless they thought it was more cherry flavored. I don't know.
no, I disagree. I personally would figure out another alternative. Um, I'm wondering something. This is just a thought out loud. I just had a little bit of a brainstorm. I'll run it by you. Why couldn't a person just take all right, if you have to have the fizz, listen to this. This is just something that came to me. Why couldn't you take regular seltzer water unflavored and take the juice from maraschino cherries and combine it?
I don't see why not personally. I really don't.
Well, you're still giving yourself the
Yeah.
cherry flavor. To me, that would be a lot healthier than going the cola
And
route.
not only that, some seltzers, as you know, have the fruit flavors, raspberry, cherry, or some seltzers have that too. So, but your idea sounds nice.
Well, I have had cherry flavored seltzer before. It's not bad, but if you're looking for a little bit more of a potent cherry taste, I would say add a little bit. I would say add the maraschino juice, cherry juice
Yeah,
to
I
that
tend
mix,
to agree with you about that.
and
I
that would
would.
beef it up a little bit. Never done it. This just came to me, but why couldn't you do that? And you don't want to drink colas. I mean, if I gave you the rundown of how bad a cola is, like
Right. I totally agree.
yeah, I
In
mean
defense of box cake mixes, just for a quick second,
all
they're
right.
not only just cakes. You can make cookies, and I've done it from box cake mixes, and those videos are all over the map. So check those out, on other channels. They're absolutely amazing. You're in the mood for a cookie instead of cake. If you happen to have box cake mix, you got yourself some cookies.
Yeah, yeah, you do. I mean, I myself, I make a good oatmeal raisin cookie, and I've got creative. I've put chocolate morsels and raisins, and I've done butterscotch. I mean, because when I do a recipe one way, the second time around, I'm trying to change it somehow. And I've done those. I've done peanut butter cookies, which is basically the same basic cookie mix as the oatmeal. You're just leaving out certain things, but the basic shell or the basic components of a cookie batter is the same. And I've done that. Um, I was when I haven't baked in a while, but I was just getting into chocolate chip cookies, and I was doing pretty good with that. So you know, but I've never done. I don't think I've ever taken a cake mix and made cookies out of it, but I know it. I know it would work because I've seen you do it.
Do you remember my brownie cake mix cookie? I did a
Yes, I do.
video about that. It was amazing. They were amazing. And the chocolate chips were already in the mix, and it was Ghirardelli. It was quite
That's
good.
one of the better mixes.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to do brownies, I also have a recipe for brownies outside of the cake of the brownie mix, where you use flour and cocoa and build it up from there. But in a lot of ways, it's probably just easier just to get all in one. But they're both good. I've done peanut butter chocolate. I've put Nutella in brownies.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Wonderful.
I mean, I've gotten like I said, I got into the baking thing. It's been a little while, but when I start getting creative, my mind just goes out to left field and I get real creative.
Steve, I'm a curious person. I would love to know what your viewers think and how creative did they get in the baking arena using boxed cake mix, which oftentimes goes on sale. But may I add just one more point? This
Yeah,
is
sure.
important. Please,
Mhm.
if you keep them in your stockpile, box cake mixes, make sure well, you should always rotate your stockpile, but double check about your cake mixes like everything else. That's all I wanted to say on that.
Mhm. All right. Well, okay. I'm glad all of you, Jan, as well. I'm glad that all of you, and I'm glad you could be with me today. This was a good
Thank you
this was
so
a
much.
good little topic. You're welcome. This was a good little topic about cakes, but definitely be on. Before I forget, on Tuesday, uh, be on the lookout. I've got a good recipe Tuesday that I think you'll like. It's a little bit off from normal, but I think you'll definitely like it what I have to present. So be on the lookout for that Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. So if you get a chance, please, you know, join along with me. If not,
And
you
for
can always.
anyone interested, I have a premiere coming up 7 p.m. tonight Eastern of my latest grocery haul.
Okay. So, all right. I'll be there. All right,
Thank you.
everybody. You're welcome. I hope everybody has a great remainder of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.